Hi guys, welcome back. So I have this nice form, but when I click create, it just dumps the request object, which is nice. I have the tickets, which lists the tickets. So instead of typing the /create here, the first thing I want to do is add a button here. So when I click, it will take me, so this must also say create tickets. And when I click here, it will take me to the create tickets. And from create tickets to here, there must be an easier backend part. So I'll zoom in, go to my first, let's call it create tickets. So now when I visit the create form, it says create ticket, which is nice. Next, I want to have a button here or a link with a button class btn secondary. So these are classes from Bootstrap, which is the library we are using. So I want it to go to tickets create when I say create. And so I just added a button that will take me to tickets /create when I click the create in the tickets list. So I have this button. When I click it, it takes me, so I can go back to tickets like this easily. So I want to make this go to the right. For that, I'm going to use the flex class. It's a Bootstrap class again. Inside the part that I want to take to the right would be in a div with margin left out. So I'll put this button here and refresh it. Now I have my button to the right and it's looking good. When I click save, I get the request object. Since that's where I left off last time, I just dumped the request object. One thing you can do is call the all method here and you have a cleaner dump with just the attributes from the form, the title and the disk. If I fill in the form with some values, like this and click save, you'll see these values being accessed from the request object. The reason this is interesting for us is to persist this in the database. We have to access the request object and it's persisted in the database. The way to persist an object in a database is first you create an instance of the object. So I say new ticket. So this is a class, the model class. See, I'm using it everywhere, ticket. It's part of the model class. It represents the database almost. So it has attributes. One of the attributes is title because that's what's in the database. If you see the migration file, you have the title here. You have the description, the image, and priority. These are the attributes of this object, which I instantiate from the class ticket, which is an illocant model for the table tickets. So I give it a value and the value is coming from the form and I access that using the request object. I'll do the same for the description. So be careful, in the database we call the description, but in the front end, in the form, we call it disk. So once we created our, we won't bother our priority and image for now. Once we created the object like this, the object is created and it's instantiated, we save this object. And that will just persist, that will just save this object, this data coming from the user into the database, as simple as that. But after saving, it's good to return the user into either the list of tickets or the ticket he or she have just inserted. And the way to do that is by returning a redirect method. I'll redirect it to /tickets. So this is a way after saving, go to the list of tickets. So I'll rephrase this, put in some of this test data, and then click save. So now this is persisted in a database. It's in our database. This is the title, this is the description. To create, I click this and I fill in something. I save this, and now I have this saved in the database, and this is what I wanted to do from the very get-go. So this is create. This is how you create a database. But if you go to create and click save, it will blow up and display this nasty error. The reason is we are trusting everything coming from the user, which is in the request object, and that's a very bad practice. So what we want to tackle next is validate this. We'll tackle this in the next video.